It's Tuesday and I'm here for my Tuesday tips, and today I am talking about the seated Pilates exercises, and I'm going to give you some tips on how you can do these exercises better. And today is specifically for those people that might be tight in the backs of their legs and in their low back. And you'll know if you're one of these people, if it's hard for you to extend your legs out on the mat and sit tall, right? And let me just say that this is not an easy position as far as flexibility. You have to have a fair amount of flexibility in the backs of your legs to be able to sit with your legs straight anywhere out here in front of us and sit tall. So if you're someone who tries to do this and it feels like when you try to sit, that like maybe you get to like here, right? Or that if you try to straighten your legs, like it's just super uncomfortable, maybe a little grippy in your hip flexors, feels like you can't sit tall. It's pretty normal. But instead of kind of struggling through doing the exercise here, there are some things you can do to get more out of the exercise, because the whole purpose of these seated exercises are to get more movement through your spine. They are spinal articulation exercises. So quick review, the three main exercises we do seating are our spine stretch, where we're gonna curl down forward through our spine and stack up. And then we do one called saw, where we rotate first, and then we curl down through our spine, and we stack back up. And then we do one called spine twist, where we stay tall and lifted, and we just rotate our spine. And the whole purpose of those exercises is to get lots of movement in your spine and your whole spine. So your neck, your upper back, your mid back, and even your low back. And if you are so tight and uncomfortable when you're seated that you are trying to start this exercise with kind of like this, is what I often see, like just because it feels like impossible to sit tall, then already your pelvis is in this little tuck, you're in this little like roundness in your back, and when we go to do these exercises, you're not going to be able to get movement through that low back area, which is really would be a huge benefit to you, because if your hamstrings are tight, I'm guessing that part of your back is tight. Anyway, all right, so let's talk about what you can do. The best thing to do is to prop yourself up and sit on something. And honestly, it does not really matter what it is. It can be, if you're at home, whatever you have. A little yoga brick works, a pad, if you have some books, pillows. I like having something firm. A foam roller is probably one of my favorite things to sit up on, something. And depending on how tight you are, the higher might be the better, because if those hamstrings are tight, you might need to sit up a little bit more. So when you go to do those seated exercises, what you want to do is prop up. And what that is going to do is it hopefully will allow you to maybe get your legs all the way straight. And then it's going to help you find your pelvis, I'm going to say, right? So our goal in these seated exercises is to be up on our sitting bones and to have our pelvis upright. So we don't want to be back here, right? We don't want our hips kind of tucked or curled back. We really want to be up on our sitting bones. So sitting on something gives you what I like to call sitting bone awareness, right? So when there's something firm underneath of you, you can like move your butt around a little bit and like really feel those two bony parts at the bottom of your butt anchor into something, so you know when you feel those that your pelvis is upright. Then when you start to do your exercises, when you start to curl down, you can notice, like, can I keep my pelvis still? And if it stays still, then you start to get movement. You start to pull your stomach muscles in, and you get movement through this low back area. Right? If you can keep this still, then when you do that twist and curl down, you're going to get movement through this area in your back. And that's exactly what we want, because you're going to get more flexibility, more mobility. and that'll start to feel better and probably help you get to the point where someday you could sit down on the mat comfortably. The other bonus thing about sitting up on something for any of these exercises is that many times it allows you to lengthen and straighten your legs. And if we have tightness in the backs of the legs, if those hamstring muscles are always tight, it is ideal for us to spend some time kind of getting them longer. So if you can straighten them and be in this position, they're gonna gently stretch at the same time, which in the long run is just gonna make you feel better. So when you're doing any of those seated exercises, definitely grab a prop and try it out. Classes here at the studio, you'll see lots of students who just kind of have, like if it's a mat class, they just know that they need a little something. So they maybe just always have a foam roller or a block or like a yoga block to sit up on. That works great too, kind of a thing. And they just grab it and they have it next to them so that when you get to those exercises, you can do it better and you can get more out of it. All right, that is my Tuesday tips. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.